Laura.
I'm baking cinnamon rolls.
Ooh, cinnamon rolls. Delicious, sweet goodness. I want me some of them cinnamon rolls. Hey, Coach Laura, what made you decide to bake today?
I got bored, so I decided to try my hand at baking.
Hey, boys and girls, how many of you feeling like that? You should try something new. Baking is a cool thing to do. This was super easy. Cinnamon rolls, open the packet, pop them in the oven, voila! Nice goodness and sweetness right there. Alright, so tune in later and join us. Coach Ryan is going to be bringing you breaststroke. Who loves breaststroke? Once upon a time, Coach Laura, who doesn't remember this very well, was an awesome breaststroker when she was a 10 and under. Suddenly, those breaststroke feet kind of went away, and she became a backstroker. Hope you enjoyed the backstroke from Coach Austin as well. All right, so Coach Laura, what are you baking tomorrow?
I don't know, you have to come back and find out.
Well, I'm putting in a special request. I would like brownies because I'm going to have to make sure I do my mile run today to work off some of these delicious cinnamon buns. All right, Coach Laura, till later. Go Gold!
Hi Chattanooga School, Coach Ryan here. Make sure to check out all of the videos of Gold Live on our YouTube page. There's lots of information in each of those videos from all our coaches. So make sure that you use those videos once we hop back in the water to use as a reference point to give you more ideas and more information to improve your swimming for the future. Now, today we're going to end up talking about a stroke that's a little bit on the polarizing side. It tends to be, some of you, it's a little bit easier, and for some of you, a little bit more of a challenge. And we're going to end up talking about breaststroke. Now, hopefully, with a little bit of a discussion on breaststroke, its history, and how to catch a little bit better on the stroke itself, you'll see some improvements in your strokes once we hop back in the water. Now, first, a little bit of history on breaststroke. I tend to be a little bit more on the history-based side. I ended up majoring in history in college, so that's kind of where I end up going to end up learning a lot more of the future of where we could go in the sport is to look back at our history. So, my swimmers have probably heard this story many times, and you're gonna end up hearing it today. So, back in the 1908 games, there were only 3 Olympic strokes that were actually swum: freestyle, backstroke, and breaststroke. Those are the 3 strokes that were swum at the Olympic Games. Now, in 1934, there was an individual, coach at the University of Iowa, Coach David Armbruster, who ended up kind of tinkering with breaststroke itself and started actually adding in butterfly arms, something that you'll end up seeing in a video very shortly. So, butterfly actually had a very kind of long kind of history and a long kind of journey to the stroke it is today. So in 1954, the stroke was actually approved by FINA as an official stroke. It was added in the 1956 games, butterfly was, that is, and the 200 butterfly was actually the event that was added. Now, why am I mentioning butterfly when I'm here to talk about breaststroke? Now, the 2 strokes are actually very closely related. Breaststroke gave us butterfly. In many regards, there are still lots of commonalities between the 2 strokes. Now, the first kind of commonality is both strokes are swum up the surface, like freestyle and backstroke. Now, I know that sounds kind of a little bit kind of silly, but for some reason, some people still think that breaststroke only has your head popping out of the water. Now, most of the stroke of breaststroke itself, the arms and the legs are going to be riding right underneath the surface. That is true, but not just the way that we think. So let's take a quick glance at a video from the 1936 Olympic Games in Berlin, Germany. And I want you to watch for individuals having their heads barely kind of pop out of the water, and you actually start to see breaststroke kind of starting to change and give us butterflies. So check out this video. So this is the men's 200 breaststroke at the 1936 Berlin Games. As we see, this is kind of the common breaststroke that some people still think is happening for the stroke itself. If we actually look up here, people are actually bringing their arms over the surface of the water with actually breaststroke kick. So this is in 1936. Let's go to modern breaststroke now. In 2016, this is Adam Peaty at the 2016 Games swimming the 100 breaststroke. If we actually watch, we can see everybody's popping up, riding at the surface of the water, and those hands are sitting right underneath the surface, and the heads are definitely coming much higher out of the water. Now, we're going to move on to the second piece of both these strokes having a very kind of common piece. Now, that would actually be one of the biggest kind of things that they have in common is your hips. And where your hips sit in the water is very important. Now, in butterfly, if any of you have ever swum butterfly and felt that sinking feeling where your arms are just kind of barely making it out of the water and you don't, your head is barely popping out of the water, probably what happened is you either lost your kick, and if you lost your kick, your hips are dropping, and then you're starting to work really, really hard. So that's butterfly. Guess what happens in breaststroke? If your hips start to sink, you kind of end up in the same kind of mode. Your hips are really low, you start breathing, and it gets harder and harder and harder. Now, if we actually go back to the 1936 Games, I know we're going to go back in time, and we compare it to the modern breaststroke, you watch for the hips. See where the hips are in 1936, where the hips are in 2016. So let's go back to that 1936 video, and I want you to watch the hip placement for all the gentlemen in this swim. If you actually look, all their hips dragging right at the surface of the water. And we go back to the Olympics. We watch these gentlemen swimming the 100 breaststroke. All of their hips ride right at the surface as well. Just barely touching that surface, almost popping out. And you can see a very, very common trait. Look at these hips sitting right near the surface of the water. Now, if we finish this race, this is from the 2016 Games in Rio. We're going to actually watch Adam Peaty from Great Britain break the world record. So, just a quick recap. So, the first commonality that we had talked about is that the stroke is actually swum at the surface of the water, not below the surface. The second commonality that butterfly and breaststroke have is high hip position. So, make sure that you remember those two kind of things when you hop back in the water. High hips and swimming at the surface. Now, we're going to start to talk about the actual catch and the stroke, the arms of breaststroke itself. Now, this is a little bit kind of tricky, but I think all of us can actually figure this out. Now, important thing to remember is that from your fingertips all the way down to your elbow, when you swim breaststroke, it's one line. It is not a broken line. So, as you swim breaststroke, as you take a stroke with those arms, from your fingertips to your elbow, straight line. So we're going to actually start with our hands straight out in front. We're going to end up pressing out. We're going to end up dipping those hands down, sweeping in, and moving forward. Now, we'll start out really slow again. So you're going to actually start with your thumbs pointed down. Every single stroke, you're going to end up starting with those thumbs pointed down, little fingers almost kind of at the surface of the water. You're going to end up pressing those hands out. You're going to feel lots of pressure on the palm of your hand and on your forearm. You're going to press out, and those fingertips are going to press out not to here, and definitely not just really small. We're going to end up letting those fingertips press just right outside our elbow line. Now, this is kind of the trickier part, trying to figure out where the elbow line is, but all you're going to really have to do is start with your hands out and actually just kind of watch your hands press out. And as soon as those elbows, you're outside those elbows, which is right about here, if we actually kind of go up, it's a small kind of Y, not a T. So this is a small Y. You're gonna start here, you're gonna press out, and then you're gonna end up tipping those hands. You're gonna end up turning those hands, tip them to point down, squeeze those elbows in, touch those hands together, shrug those shoulders, bring them forward. So the hand presses out, it points down, sweeps in, and then moves forward. So again, watch the one point that I really want you to get from your fingertips to your elbow, straight line. So press out, tip down, and all it is that hand is just gonna rotate with that forearm. It's gonna point down, scoop in, move forward. Now, it's easy to kind of demo this, and we're gonna actually try to actually implement this on dry land without water. Now, this is something called paper sculling. It's actually done with all strokes. It's a little bit fun, and it's something you can do at home, and it's very, very kind of easy, maybe. So, standard piece of paper. Nothing special about it, no tape, no glue. So, what I want you to do is take your hand, put the paper in the center of your hand, palm up, you're gonna press it straight forward. Now, on this, okay, we're gonna do a breaststroke stroke. So this piece of paper is gonna end up having to turn with my thumb pointed down somehow. And all I'm gonna do is move a little bit quick. If I have air pushing on the paper, it's gonna stay in my hand, right? So we're gonna start with the hand straight out. We're gonna press out, catch, boom. Out, catch, straight forward. Now, that's the single. Should we try the double? I don't really have a whole lot of faith that I'm gonna be able to do the double. I'm gonna try. So, got two pieces of paper. Here we go. Arms stretched out. We're gonna end up tipping those thumbs down. We're gonna press out. We're gonna catch. Hopefully this stays on my hands. Here we go. Press out, elbows up. Oh no, I didn't move my hand fast enough. So let's try it one more time. So we're gonna start with those palms up. Stretch out, here we go. Press out, up, boom. There we go, out, up, forward, out, up, forward, out, up. Oh, bummer. Now, you can end up trying this at home. Pretty fun. It's a little bit kind of silliness, but it is something that you can do to end up improving your breaststroke. So again, press those hands out, keep those elbows up, squeeze together, drive forward. Now, hopefully you learned something just a little bit more about breaststroke itself. Some things to take away are swim at the surface. 2, make sure we keep our hips nice and high, and that we're gonna end up pressing those hands out, leaving those elbows kind of pointed up, catch, squeeze together, drive forward. Those are going to be the big aspects that we kind of talked about today, and for you to remember as we kind of move forward. So make sure to check out all our videos again, and Coach Luke, Coach Corey are going to be here with some dry land. Take care.
Welcome everybody. Today, Coach Laura and I, Coach Hunter, will be working with you on abs and legs. Let's get ready for some fun. All right, let's get ready for some dynamic stretching. Dynamic stretching is super important as it ensures that you're not going to hurt yourself when doing these exercises. So, this is going to take about 5 minutes. We're going to go 2 times through, 8 repetitions of each, unless otherwise noted. So, the first one is lunge with a twist, then knee to chest, then Frankensteins, then high knees for 20 seconds, then butt kicks for 20 seconds, arm circles forward for 10, arm circles backward for 10, and inchworms. All right, let's get ready to do it. All right, first up is lunge with a twist. Make sure with these we go almost all the way down to the ground, and when we twist, we go all the way from left to right. With the knee to chest, make sure that we pull our knee in close and stretch the back of our hamstrings. This is going to ensure that we don't get hurt when we're doing our leg exercises. With the Frankensteins, make sure it's opposite leg, opposite arm, and you're kicking both out at the same time. Next step is high knees for 20 seconds. Ready, go. And right into butt kicks for 20 seconds. Ready, go. All right, now we're gonna do arm circles forward for 10 seconds. Ready, go. And backwards. Ready, go. All right, last thing. Now we're gonna go into 8 inchworms. Make sure we walk all the way out, no push up, and walk all the way back in. Make sure you stand up at the end for it to count. Alright, now this is the point in the video where you pause and repeat that entire warm-up progression another time. Do the exact same thing, just do it one more time through. Pause it and then come back. Great, now we're going to get started with our workout. So we're going to do this 8 times through, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off of sit-ups. After you do the 8 times through of sit-ups, we're going to go into 8 times through of flutter kicks, 20 on, 10 off. This will be a total of 8 minutes. Once you're done with that, we're going to go into a plank hold. 30 seconds on our forearms and 30 seconds on our hands. Don't drop. Alright, sit-ups for 20 seconds. Ready, go. Make sure you follow along with Coach Laura. When she goes, you go. When she stops, you stop. If you have a buddy, they can stand on your toes and you guys can clap at the top. Make sure that if you don't have a buddy, your hands touch behind your head and then touch your toes. And stop. Ready, go. And stop. Ready, go. And stop. Ready, go. And stop. All right, good job. That's halfway. So pause the video right now and repeat 4 more rounds of 20 on, 10 off of sit-ups. That'll be a total of 2 minutes. Once you're done, come back and we'll get started on the flutter kicks. All right, flutter kicks in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready, go. All right, make sure on our flutter kicks, we keep our hands either to the side or under our butts, and we point our toes and keep them low. That's how we're going to ensure that we really work our abs. And stop. Ready, go. And stop. Ready, go. And stop. Ready, go. And stop. All right, good job. So this is the point in the video where you pause and go back and repeat the same thing over. So that would be 4 more rounds of flutter kicks. That's a total of 2 minutes. When you come back, we're going to do our 1-minute plank, where it's 30 seconds on our forearms, 30 seconds on our hands. Don't drop. Ready, up on your forearms. All right, this is going to hurt really bad, but you just squeeze your booty and squeeze your abs and pull tight. At the 30-second mark, I will let you know when it's time to go up on your hands. Do not put your knee on the ground when you go on your hands. Just go right up into a hand plank. And 3, 2, 1. Up onto your hands, don't drop. All right, make sure that we're keeping our booties level with our back and we're not sagging them either, okay? Make sure our plank is nice and stiff as if it was a table. And drop. All right, good job. I hope your abs hurt because I knew mine did. So let's get ready to go into some stretches. We're going to be doing first a tricep stretch, which is where we put our hand behind our head and pull it back. We're going to do that for 10 seconds on our left arm and then 10 seconds on our right arm. After that, we're going to go into a cross body stretch. So that is where we take our left arm and put it across towards our right side of our body, and then we pull with our opposite arm and pull it towards our body. This is going to stretch our arms. So after 10 seconds, do that on the opposite side. All right, so after 10 seconds of our crossbody stretch, we're going to go into our 8-minute leg series. So we're going to go into 8 times 20 on, 10 off of squats, and then 8 times 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off of lunges. This is going to work your legs to the bone, but let's get it going, guys. You got it. We're going to go into our squats. Ready? Go. So on our squats, make sure we are going down past 90 degrees or at 90 degrees at our legs, and we're keeping our backs up. After this first series, I'm going to show you what you can do to help keep your back up. And stop. Ready, go. Alright, as you see here, I'm going down to 90 degrees or a little bit past, and I'm using my hands in a diamond formation up above my face, and I'm looking through the hole. This is going to help keep your back up if you're struggling to do that. And stop. Ready, go. Remember, on these squats, make sure that it's continuous and we're not stopping at the top to do nothing. Make sure it's one after another. And stop. Ready, go. And stop. Good job. Alright, so this is the point in the video where you pause and go back and do that whole thing one more time. So that'll be 2 more minutes or 4 times through of squats. Alright, next up, we're going to do our lunges. On our lunges, it's the same thing. 20 on, 10 off. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready, go. Alright, on our lunges, make sure that we go all the way down, knee almost touches the ground or barely taps it. Make sure that our legs are directly in front of each other and we're not buckling at the ankles. And stop. Ready, go. On our lunges, make sure both of our legs are at a 90-degree angle, like you see as I am doing here. And stop. Ready, go. And stop. Ready, go. And stop. Alright guys, good job. So that's halfway. This will be your last exercise, but make sure you go through that one more time. So that's 4 times through or 2 minutes total of lunges. After that, we are going to go into our stretches at the end. This is the last thing we're going to do today. So it's going to be about a minute and a half. We're going to do cobra pose for 20 seconds, cat-cow stretch for 20 seconds, standing hamstring stretch for 20 seconds, calf stretch 10 seconds each side, and high hip flexor stretch for 10 seconds on each side. Alright, we're going to go into a cobra stretch for 20 seconds. Make sure you push up nice and hard. Your legs are flat on the ground behind you. It's going to help stretch your abs after all that ab workout. And stop. Now we're going to go into the cat-cow stretch. So that's where we arch our back up like a cat and then arch it down like a cow. It's going to help stretch our abs again. And stop. All right, now we're going to stand up and do our standing hamstring stretch. Bend over at the waist and pull your hamstrings towards you. Pull your legs towards you. This is going to help stretch after all that leg series. All right, now let's move into our calf stretch. We're gonna push our foot up against a wall and lean into our calf. This is a good stretch to do if you ever get a Charlie horse at practice. Get out of the pool, put your foot on the ledge, and push in and help stretch that calf. All right, last exercise is our hip flexor stretch for 10 seconds on each side. You're gonna bring your right leg up onto your left leg that's bent, and you're gonna lean towards your leg. This can help stretch your hips. After 10 seconds, do it on the opposite side. All right, guys, good job today. That was an amazing dryland workout. Thanks for coming and tuning into Gold Live. Thank you to Coach Laura for helping us film this today. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Go Gold!
Oh man, that mile run was really good. I normally fly, but because I gotta get my legs working, especially burning off that fluff there for those cinnamon buns, and Coach Laura needed to run after that hard workout she did with Coach Hunter. They did a fantastic dry land. I hope you caught it. Lower body and abs. Tune in next time they're going to be doing their cardio workout as well. They do a fantastic job. Coach Laura, how are those legs feeling?
Very, very hard and very tight.
And sore? Okay, well, that's why we're going to stretch out. And we'll tune in tomorrow for Coach Luke in his kitchen. He's going to be doing nutrition and telling you about what you should eat, why you should eat it, and when you should eat it as an athlete to help keep you nourished, pumped up, ready to be able to swim fast and to be able to maintain these dryland workouts, which are tough, and this mile run challenge. Hope you're logging those miles. I certainly am. I didn't run that 1.5 miles today for nothing. All right, till tomorrow. Ready? Go Gold!